Ernie Moore Jr. and I'm with Twoo Records. 3 albums, 0 distribution. Blah, blah, blah. You can find something online, possibly, if somebody paid for the website. The movie is Smoothe Criminal. Everybody's doing it, but there's not going to be a video. You've seen the video, and you're just looking to another commentary. Not the standard. Certainly. Here's the thing. I have things to say about it. If you have not seen it, I will do one with the video, pero, there's plenty out there. Go ahead and look at somebody else. I don't need the algorithm type of thing. Because I don't expect very many people to see it. There's no money. If you want to go to my PayPal, do something with that, to say thank you, muy bien. Can't expect anything. Don't have one of those placards type of thing. Smoothe Criminal. We find that they're called they're effectively movies that he's doing. But understand, Smoothe Criminal is part of a series album. It's an album it's part of the series, which means there's more story. And so when he's looking for Annie, there's besides everybody saying that resuscitation is like a rapper's thing, when you have the rapper who hits a word and then makes a line based off of a relationship with something that he mentioned. He, she. Not that every he is a he, she. Just that it could be a him, could be a her. Let me see. So, needle and thread. The thing of things is... Oh, technical producer, because you're asking. The thing... Including internet promotions. There seems to be a hurricane here. I mean, it's tornado type blah, blah, blah. So that's not necessary. That's a hurricane, right? Nonetheless. So when he comes in, okay, everything, Michael Jackson, if you look at, I've looked at Thriller, and I've looked at Smoothe Criminal, and I've done the count. And it's like there's a count of 14. He does stuff, count of 14, count of 20, count of 10. So when he's doing stuff, you've got to understand his movements. First of all, understand that he is a dancer. These are the movements he's doing is Broadway type of thing. Broadway performance. He's a child who grew up in entertainment, and who knows what he ended up with, except he's got a Fred Astaire body. When we say Fred, or Bulger's body. Now, that was the Scarecrow in the original Wizard of Oz type of thing. That's the actual dancer person. He's also in Harvey Girls, as, not as himself per se, but without the Scarecrow makeup. What I'm picking on is the dancing type of thing. These are key dancers, but they're thin people whose bodies you can do a distortion thing where you a distortion thing, and where you standing basically still, but you're moving your legs. So we look for this. It's a physical. It's an illusory. It's a deception. It's the stuff. So when you watch Michael Jackson things, you should watch his movements according to beats. 1, 2 counts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know the beats count is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. So, my biggest reference to this counting is in Thriller, but we're doing Smoothe Criminal, so let's get on that. So he flips the coin. Now the coin is an allusion, it's a reference to Billie Jean. Now we see that there's a progression in from his theatrical, in the movies that you watch, the earlier movies to the later movies. We watch this blend, and I think that there might be a thing where he becomes the Smooth Criminal he's already smooth in Billie Jean. You have to understand, he's got invisibility in Billie Jean, but he also uses a coin. The coin is magical type of thing, and it's transformative type of thing. So, I don't know, and if it's, giving to others and being the richness of giving to others. Artists have things that they could be saying, but yeah, you have to look at Billie Jean to understand the coin. Annie is from something else, technically. Now, somebody did the favorites, or the top, like 17 of the number ones, called number ones. And when I saw that it's online, which it possibly shouldn't be in entirety, since it's an album, you're not part of the solution, you're not part of the so, but it was a reference, I'm using it, I don't know their blah blah blah. So, when I saw that video for Smooth Criminal, it was different than what we normally see about him going to the door and they say the Disney music and the kids are following him like, oh, what's Michael doing? Okay, so he's a storyteller. He dances like Broadway, modern dance. He dances. He wants to express himself in dance, but it's dance. He's not doing dances. You have to understand, he's not doing dances. He's choreographing type of thing. He's choreographing. He's doing moves. It's like a class from a Juilliard type of thing. A Juilliard, a school of the arts. A school of the arts. Just, he's a dancer. And these are dance moves in Thriller and singing. And he's only got a small repertoire of movements. You know the pulsating thrust, the hip thrust. So again, now this one, he does things that accentuate the perception of sexuality, possibly, along the lines of masculinity. Two things Michael Jackson might want to be in. Are we supposed to just not speculate? Because I don't know anything, so that means I wouldn't be saying anything. But there's a concept of wanting to be black. There's wanting to be a male. Like a strong example of a male. Are thin people concerned with their effeminate appearance by being thin? Is thin associated with femaleness? His soft voice. But he's got to sing. Here, in the singing in Smooth Criminal, just I got a thing I couldn't hit the higher one, but still. But the thing about so, I'm sure there's a comic pro thingy about where sounds are made, and we can have the understanding from one of those. However, it's a thing about distorting the mind. I think it's a psychological thing of giving somebody difference. Something they don't expect is also part of what Michael Jackson is doing. He's an entertainer, not only is he a performer, he's an entertainer, and you don't understand this concept that there's like 3 things a person is, type of thing. Besides that, you can sing, you can dance, you can act. These are the things. But besides that, you are a performer, you are an entertainer, and then you are that thing, I presume. But yeah, to the concept. But what we're talking about, an entertainer is somebody who's not necessarily very skilled, but they make it exciting, they make it interesting, they look good, they're an entertainer, and you know, it's entertaining. You know, they can give you a good show. A performer, does a performer give you a good show too, and that's entertaining? No. Sometimes a performer does something very well, and we who are merely observers don't understand what we just saw, and we can't appreciate the skill that went into it. But sometimes we feel a performance. It's not entertaining though. It is soothing, or it's. I'd like to find a word, because this is off script type of thing. Let's see here. Meaning, I don't have a script, so I'm talking and it's going to be out of order, or it's going to be repeated. It's disjointed type of thing. And I don't have the words type of thing. I was going to say verbiage. Verbiage, far be it from me, it's close to the edge. So Needle and Thread, The Thing of Things, by Ernie Moore Jr. Yeah, boy. And, so Needle and Thread. When I talk, respect my words. Okay, so the main thing about the Smoothe Criminal, it's the timing. No. It's a count. He moves to counts. You have to do, if you did a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the smaller version of that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and the smaller version of that is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And just see that he hits on the notes. He hits notes. The thing of it is, from Thriller, I'm remembering a thing. So let's not look at that right now. What can we find in... Oh, Smoothe Criminal. When the guy comes after him with a knife... see, I understand from Eminem, the act... So, there's this guy. Their group is named after candy. His name is Marshall Mathers, so he calls himself Eminem, is what I'm getting out of this, which is a candy. And then you just write it out when you're later. And I don't know, he's got financial, he's got backing from, blah, blah, blah. The taking over is the thought, and you got a lot of people high up, and is it all connected? There's a thing, people know people, and you whatever. But if we can just look at, and it's about psychology, it's about triggers. This is the game. It's about having the audience think there's stuff going on that isn't, and they get involved, and then they want to buy records to fight with purchases, possibly. Psh. Here's the thing: when Eminem, when Marshall Mathers does a thing, I'm trying to think of his middle name, that's all, but October 17th. Yeah. Thing of it is, and the boy is cold. He is sober. At least he has been, and congratulations if you ever see any part of this. My appreciation for your attempts at being. Thank you for... nobody has to thank you for trying to stay alive, but, finding reasons to stay alive. I'm happy you had success in that area. My apology that it's greedy, that I learned something. A lot of the best, because I don't want to give you all of the best, because I would like a little bit of it myself. So, we don't give, so props, and there you go. Thing of things, but he references stuff, and he learns stuff, you know, up-to-the-date stuff, and then he ties that together, and now every rapper understands something about their life, and you know, they bring in the community, and it's a way, like in the Mexican form of telling about murders and including real life things in their songs, up to the date, up to the minute details about stuff you do because you're mafioso type of thing. But you know, it's not Italian. No, they're just family. But you got family, right? Extended family. Let me see. So things. It's about tying stuff in. So when I'm saying tying stuff in, and I'm talking the Thriller. No. We're talking Smoothe Criminal. Oh, what you miss is at the beginning of Smoothe Criminal, they go, and then it's like, they do some hand sign. I'm saying that's gang sign. What we're doing is, he's throwing in, what's his face? Michael Jackson. Okay, you know, there were more than just Michael Jackson did this. I just see, he's just a front man. He did the moves, he did the dance, he coordinated, he choreographed, he had planning, he had say. He's not the only one. There was more than one creative mind behind this, and different pockets helped fund this, and they brought people together, and it's a performance piece. It's a performance piece, and this is just more artistic minded than some people who are entertainment minded, which is what a music video tends to be. Nonetheless, so the coin is related to a previous movies that he had done, which are previous videos, effectively. Their stories, something. And then I said he did gang signs. And what that is that's just tying the concept of Smoothe Criminal into, so he wanted to do things that were related to crime. He just wanted to do things, and it's just this concept of a smooth criminal. It's got nothing to do with nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with anything, possibly. But that's the framework for being here is Smooth Criminal. So we have boop, 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 boop. We're painting a picture of a smooth criminal. Now, when he shoots the man who's got the gun and he doesn't even look, that's pretty smooth. You see, Michael Jackson character here has an understanding of the environment. And that's what he does. And see, he's always a step ahead. You notice in the pacing, when this is the guys behind him, Michael Jackson, he like boom, 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 boom. So, da da da, da da da. So you watch Michael Jackson, he takes 6. He doesn't bother with 4 beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Michael Jackson does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you see how I did that? So he switches the time. So he's doing a third, which makes it metal, because metal music works on thirds and fifths. My comprehension. I don't do that. Don't know that type of. I just know that that's just a factoid. People, you just hear things and blah blah blah, and I don't know how to do that out, but I do. I'm going to count this, and if I'm near time, we're going to hear this. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's his steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that's his 1, 2, 3, 4. And so he'll switch up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here's the thing. He will just swish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He just swishes it. It's like Tai Chi Chuan. It becomes, you know how people say, oh, punch, kick. You know, karate is like punch, kick. They done a lot more with karate. The Japanese karate. Japanese empty hand. I'm going to call it Japanese empty hand because I want to respect karate. And karate doesn't mean what the Japanese have said since 1921, where they changed it. And they had the 3 guys work on the thing, and they did this thing, and it's propaganda. But, you know, there's people who've been out healthy. You know, some people have been able to save themselves in a fight. You know, it teaches punches. You learn to breathe. You get more cardiovascular. It's a bunch of fun stuff. You know, it's just more for us to do. Busy work. But, you know, if it's enjoyable, you know, I know you think you're doing something and it's more dedication than you, and that's a letdown, so don't learn too much about your heroes type of thing, or the things that you think are wonderful. Be careful about. Enjoy doing them. Don't necessarily find out the background about we don't know, want to know, like how the country was founded type of thing. We are not interested. We don't know. Yeah, we are. But, no, we think we are. You know that thing where people say, I wish you would be honest with me, and you should tell me. I'm sorry, I'm spittling, but I did this Groundhog Day challenge about learning French because that guy, he did he learned a poem. But see, he didn't actually learn French. He just learned some lines of a poem. And so that's my faux pas. That's where I messed up because he didn't necessarily learn French. So I took on this challenge, Ernie French, the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray in it. You know, he's like a well-known character. He's a well-known actor in it. In case they do a remake, you know, 38 years after this gets online. Blah, blah, blah. So you can follow that. So it tracks. The thing of things is, and please notice, his name is Phil. So everybody who's named Phil who goes to Puxatawny has Groundhog Day, and they end up staying. I don't know if they changed their name so that it's not obvious. I'm just saying, by Ernie Moore Jr. That's, you know, throw that into the pot and stir it. So, and let it stew. So he said a lot of things. Oh, when the guy gets shot in... Oh, interesting concept. When the guy gets shot in Smoothe Criminal. He gets shot. And he goes into the wall. Understand that okay, I'm not into guessing. So here's the thing. The thing of it is, it's a verbiology thing. It's reduced verbiosity, and verbose means a lot of words. Verbiage means words. So he's using a lot of, he's communicating with imagery and concept. And when I say this, please understand, and you'll understand when I tell you it. That guy, he didn't get thrown into the wall. He didn't get knocked into the wall. We need the right words. That man got smoked. This is the production value, the entertainment value of communicating without using the words, but communicating the thought. Conceptually, that man got smoked. So, no, I didn't use the right sounds that he did, but he's expressive. And then the last thing, when he breaks the window and it gets dark, you know, and then he's like, see, this is like primal. I'm sure there's acting classes where they do stuff, but it's not per se animalistic that we're getting at. I mean, he's just so artistic that he knows much more than I don't know that area type of thing, you know. So, but I'm feeling that that's artistic. Plus, if you've seen Amos, and he was the father, the thing was Good Times, was the television show. There's this artistry, there's this painting, and in the painting they had the community, the Negro community was together because they weren't. Okay, first of all, if you didn't just come from Ghana, the Republic of the Congo, Egypt, Libya, or is it Liberia? I don't know, somewhere up north. We are not talking south. But the West Coast, Gambia, someplace, if you are not from Africa, you are not African American. Here's the concept. The whole freaking thing about the slavery in 1619 thing, you know, for bringing that up, is a loss of identity. Now here, in England, when you're an Irish slave, when you're an Irish servant, indentured, and you come to the United States when you come to the Americas, because there was 3 of them, it's north, south, it's north, middle, and south type of thing. It's one big continent. America's not a country type of thing. You don't know that, and that just shows you what's going on that you might not, you know, have the stomach for type of thing of what's going on. But when you are saying stuff, accepting stuff, and hurting people under them saying something that's contrary to what you are told, Kool-Aid is actually nice to drink, but when they put poison in it, you know, and we're talking, when you say drink the Kool-Aid, there's this particular set of Kool-Aid that got spiked in a not nice way. I mean a worse way than some people type of thing, with bigger effects. Nonetheless, the Americas and the pond, so it's dumbing it down. Nonetheless, here's the thing. There are no Caucasian Americans. Please understand. You can be Polish American. You can be Swedish American. You can be African American. You can be German American. You know, it's just that, you know, they name the country Italian American. Ayo, wait. You know, I probably said it with the wrong tone. My apologies, you know, because I'm not there, so I don't have that. But the concept is, it's about representing. So I'm working on, you know, here, you know, work with me. Okay. So here we go. There's no Caucasian American, and there's no English American. So here's the concept. See, now if I say it, you're going to say, oh, he said it, and anybody who calls it out, they're the bad guy. So it's a thing. But please notice the mental trap of being coerced into a comprehension that is false. Somebody's doing something and it affects a lot of people type of thing. Like when you got sick people coming into the country. Here, you got people coming up from the south, and you want to put them in boxes, put them in cages. But you can't put somebody who comes off of a boat into a cage for 2 weeks just to see if they're going to poison the rest of the country. No, you are fully capable of putting people away. You just don't. Well, especially not when you work with German-based pharmaceuticals who've been waiting since 2012 for the antibodies. So you get a lot of people sick, and you cost the country whatever, and you do that little circum thing. You know, when it's all dark, and you know, do people have a different mood if they're in the shadows for too long? When it's too stormy, is that a mood changer? Can we use that? Who's we? You know, I didn't say us and them. So who's we? So So there's stuff, and it's a bit much. So, you know, even if you're a pawn, you're in the game. You're going to get used, but as long as you're in play, work it. Let's just go with that, and don't, okay, not for me to preach. So, that smooth criminal thing is I think it's a call to spirit. It's like a spiritual. It's a reference to the Negro community. And when I said about identity, you see, we used to say blacks in the 70s. You finally, from 64 with the Jet magazine, 64, 67, you got identity, blacks. Then they switched it out. Oh, and then they said people of color. You're not getting any honor or respect from people saying people of color. Why? Because we're including so many other people. Yeah, but you're not including people who are called whites, and you're certainly not including people. I mean, but that's the thing. You're including everybody. You're not distinguishing the black person anymore. The person who came from the United States, even pre-United States, with slavery, in their heritage type of thing. They had slavery people in their lineage. You are not included. You're not being able to separate that. Well, that's segregation. You don't want segregation. You see how this mind game play thing works? But here's the thing. When the English person or the person in servitude, they were slaves. And also the Jewish people, they've been slaves too. But they've also been kings. Also, they were allowed to vote in Germany. Nazi, that's a political party. It's not just people. It's not a country. It's a political party. You had to vote for that. That you were scared. That somebody could scare you to jump a particular direction. It's like racing frogs, jumping frogs type of thing. Make them jump in a certain direction. But, sometimes the people who, tell you the stuff, they don't have the power. And if you have the power, that's why they come to you and they ask you to make the decision. Consider a concept. They're asking you to make the decision. They can't get it done. And they're looking for you to do it. And when they say, here's the gun, you take it, you do the thing. They don't want to get into trouble. Why do they give you the gun? Because you can get into trouble. Not because you're empowering anybody type of thing. So they don't just want the task done, or they could have done it themselves. But they do give it to you. But then there's the accountability. And if you're strong, understand people who are stronger than you but scared of you will possibly coalesce. They'll try to coerce. They'll try to get you to. They'll schmooze you. They'll schmooze, and they're like, make it look like we're friends, or you can have the things that you want. You can have the social that you want, and the stuff within the social that you want, that you've wanted, that makes you feel real, that makes you feel appreciated. And then you get trashed. So please be careful, and understand that the signs of getting what you want can also be a flag for getting trapped. Because the fisherman and the getting the rabbit in the box, it's bait. So bait. Careful about anything you're interested in happening, and look around the box before you take the bait. That's all. Kind of, sort of. There's stuff, but okay, the smooth criminal thing. If I could have just gotten to this part, so you could have heard the smooth criminal stuff. The little idiosyncrasies that I thought were significant. Let me finish. The spiritual thing. Okay, so person of color is including a lot of people, but that's no longer identifying the black community. There's no black, and there's no black community, because the people who grow up, they've moved from out of where they were, and in order to get along, and everybody wants to go into what the Caucasians had, and everybody grows towards being white. type of thing. Everybody who wants anything wants a white thing. So I don't know about this majority minority thing type of thing, about population, but too much, whatever. But the thing of it is, nobody's going for anything that anybody had who was not white. You want cars. You couldn't get a job. Women couldn't go out in public, type of thing. If you were in public with a man, you were sleeping with him. Women have been criminalized and personified, in the worst way. Because here's the thing. Take it back to the Bible. My apology if you don't like it. It's a book. There's this thing. There's this story. There's this woman. This guy. They wanted to frame him. He's got to live a life because he's got to do a thing. And he's trying to pay it. He's going to pay with his life. But the thing of it is, he's not paying everybody's thing. That's just a wrong interpretation at the end there. But he does complete it. He does complete the work. The thing is, they want him out of the picture because he's going to make their jobs not there anymore. So the high religious people do a lot of stuff, and it's a story. Framing the greatest story ever told, somewhere in there. But the thing of things is, they bring him a woman who they called an adulteress. Now, this is a society that says we need 2 witnesses because some motherfuckers lie. I mean, I don't say that. That's just presume. I'm sensationalizing it, making this entertaining for somebody. So, hopefully, that one person who watched it in 4 years. Hello. But you see, they had prostitution on the books, and they say she's a prostitute, and women were bashing women for being sluts, skanks. How is a woman supposed to get anything out of life except for getting for a man? And what's a man going to do except he doesn't give a fuck about a woman, except if she does? F-U-C-K type of thing. Well, actually, he would rather F-U-C-K because he doesn't want to have concern for her necessarily. So F-U-C-K is actually a legal term, forcible, unwanted, carnal knowledge. So I would rather fuck forcible, wanted carnal knowledge, where somebody's interested in having a more, it's an I word, but intense, integrated, relating type of thing. Those could be interesting, but you have to find somebody who's interested in that. But there is that. But it's okay. It's got its meaning, and I just told you the words and what they stand for. But the thing of things is, women have been put down. Okay, I only see movies. I see movies, and in the movies, guys are stupid, arrogant. I made stupid. I mean, you heard it, but I started when I didn't know anybody else had said it. Stupid, arrogant, meaning very arrogant type of thing. And it's like all about their posture. But notice, everybody in the movies, everybody in any, they're already high up people. We don't have movies about low people in low positions. Everybody's a manager, they're executive level. And Superman, if he was a person of color, would you think he would have done so well in the 50s where he landed? Possibly not. So, Batman, he's a billionaire. Excuse me, I don't know, can you have a heart, do you have a heart? He learned his stuff. He is a ninja. He can do it, but he also had the resources to bother to be able to do that. How many people ninja and have to have a job and have to support their brother and sister and feed them in the, with food you don't have because you can't get food stamps? Because there's some sort of, graphical, error on the papers, and the paperwork doesn't come out well, and you can't get blah, blah, blah. And somebody's out there saying, somebody who's got their dinner on the table is saying, you're asking for too much, because there's people who are gassing the system, I mean, it's gaming the system. They're gaming the system so you can't get it, whatever, even though you're not. Because we have to just make sure those few people, that 183 people can't, whatever. By the way, when you say you can't see the voting pieces of paper, but you can tell me there's 54 of them or there's 53 of them, how can we see somebody's? That's not true? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, no blood. Don't worry. Oh. Ready. Shoot. Duck down. Little paint. Skip it. Oops. Inconsistency. That's okay. You know, even spread behind the ear. Oh, but I'm fine and I look pretty. Don't worry about it. So, I'm sorry. It's just about pop the blood thingy behind the ear. Oops. You know, my hand wasn't at the blood thingy. There was no shot to my ear. So, clean hands, CNN's got the pictures, got the images. Watch them, please. Thank you. Nonetheless, there is stuff. So women, you caught people, they changed prostitution to soliciting. Now, you can't ask for sex. You can't be an asker. They made it against the law to ask for sex because you can't get anybody for prostitution. Why not? And it goes back to this Bible story. Because they don't bring the John. You can't have a woman who is violating marriage, somebody else's, marital relationship, by taking somebody's husband. She's so pretty. She's still got her clothes on. And he can't resist her because he's not supposed to be Man is not supposed to have the restraint. And a man's supposed to be a man, so he got to be, humping on, and it's just got to be pretty, and it doesn't matter how Now, it matters how old she is, up to a certain age, because we just won't stand for that, because we got to have morals, but he can go hurt any woman he wants to, as long as he says, well, I couldn't help it, she was so attractive. Oh, yes, oh my gosh. Let attractiveness be a curse, and you had to hurt somebody and, violate her body. That stuff's not necessarily pretty to do or go through when you don't have the mindset for it. So, rushing stuff, whatever. It sounds like you know a little something. What did you see? And then there's getting off and putting the other person in the thing. Nonetheless, prostitution can't happen unless the male participates. So when you don't arrest the male, but you got arresting females, we got something going on here. Here's another thing. When you got the no rights amendment people, they've got no rights amendment people because they're claiming rights that aren't theirs. They're claiming to be under the banner. So, hey, love us because we're you got to love us because we're in the Constitution. And you're violating us and we got to make sales. And you got to buy stuff. And you got to go to our little gun shows because we are blah, blah, blah. And we must be allowed to, and they have to have guns because then they can come to our gun shows, which is the only thing they do. They were supposed to help the accuracy. Well, very good. But since people are whatever, you are supposed to be liable for the education. And since people are killing themselves and killing other people, maybe, no right amendment type of thing, people need to have the liability for all these deaths. And you need to pay up and help these families because you didn't educate properly. See, we just need to see if you were in the area of the same thing and and there's no education. Because what I'm saying is, the Second Amendment to the Constitution type of thing, it talks about militia. All you're told is, you're told the dumbed down version of what these things are because you don't want to hear it and they want to look like they're authoritative in the things that they're telling you when they're selling you. So, it's got to do with the militia. Also, the United States government supplies the guns for 3 years. This is written. I've seen it. This is the law. This is in there type of thing. Well, where is it? Like, I'm going to remember or find it, whatever. So I just track that stuff down when it's on me a little bit. So for 3 years, and you give it back. But it's about, when somebody comes into your neighborhood, your people posse up, and they say, fuck off, get the hell out. Shit, no way. Type of thing. That's militia a little bit. Not, hey, we're all hanging out, and I'm doing this stereotype of militia, and whatever group, but I'm just concerned that there's people who mislead. A lot of leaders, they mislead people, and people who just want to belong, they want to do the right thing, and then you tell them stuff, and then they're misguided, misled. And again, we're talking women, aren't we? Misses. And they're unmarried. But except here's the thing. Please understand, in the Bible it says God made man. There's talk about multiple God, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget, it's the Lord of hosts also. So don't get too stuck on what everybody's been telling you. But the thing of things is, God said, it's translated us, but let us make man, male and female. Also in Genesis 5, maybe Genesis 4:1, Genesis 5:1 type of thing, or 5 and then verse 4. 5 and 4 in Genesis type of thing. Look in the beginnings. The thing of it is, they're both called Adam. The female is called Adam, and the male is called Adam. So God made man. So when they say in the old books they say man, they're not talking about males. They're not talking about men, what we call men per se. It's a reference to. It includes women type of thing. But no, they don't push that part. Nonetheless, so in the spirituals, when the Negro, and they were called Negroes, because here's the thing, if you knew they were black, you look at scummy skin, you called, the signs for the counters, I just have this reference, because I can't say what people said in their conversations, but I can say that a sign says whites only. So they did have a concept socially that there was a group called whites, and they were the only ones who were supposed to be served type of thing. So there was no coloreds possibly, but certainly no white. Whites only. So when you got something like that, this establishes there is a group considered whites. But you can't call the dark people black? That's not English. You say, learn English. Don't be talking that foreign talk. Stop speaking that and speak English. We got people in the United States of America who want, have this thing about foreigners and how they talk. And they don't know that they don't know English. Well, you got hundreds of years of people who won't call a person who's got dark skin black. And you're using, you don't know what the word means, Negro, but it kind of means black. It's either Portuguese or Espanol. So, type of thing. So it's Spanish or it's Portuguese. But a reference to black, but you won't say it in English. So in Smoothe Criminal, it's spiritual. And it's a plea for the community. We are a village. Annie, are you okay? And they're concerned, and they show, and they share, and it's communal, their community. And it's the Negro community at the time. It's a spiritual act. I think it's a form of being black in Smoothe Criminal. And then it goes back to the entertainment. Ernie Moore Jr. Very good. You be okay, you. Ta-da!